Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Oh, hey there.
Today we're tackling a topic that's both ancient and, well, it's practically unavoidable this time of year.
Oh, yeah, definitely feeling very timely for sure.
Halloween. We're going to dig into the history, the traditions,
Mhm.
and try to figure out how a celebration that's literally thousands of years old is still going strong.
It is amazing when you think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just us here right now, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So to kick things off, let's go back to the very beginning,
Okay.
way back,
All right, I'm ready.
like way, way back to the ancient Celts.
Okay. Big Celts.
Yeah. So they had this festival called Samhain, celebrated right around October 31st.
Okay, so like right when we would be celebrating Halloween now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about, carving pumpkins or anything like that.
No, not quite.
For the Celts, this was a time when the boundary between the living and the dead, well, they believed it got a little blurry.
Oh, okay, so that's where some of the spookier aspects of Halloween come from then.
You didn't think like bonfires, offerings to spirits.
Wow, so they were really trying to appease those spirits.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of wild how these themes still resonate with us today, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like that feeling of the veil thinning between worlds.
It's true. I mean, we still get that feeling.
Right.
Definitely. And it's interesting how Christianity played a role in shaping Halloween, too.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's where All Saints Day comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly. So November 1st, that became All Saints' Day to honor all the Christian saints.
Okay.
All Hallows Day.
Makes sense.
And the evening before October 31st, well, that became All Hallows Eve.
Which eventually became Halloween.
Exactly.
Clever how that worked out.
It is pretty interesting how these things evolve.
But I mean, the old Celtic traditions, they didn't just vanish overnight, did they?
No, they definitely stuck around, especially in those more rural communities. It's like this blend of the Christian holiday layered right on top of those ancient Celtic beliefs.
Like a cultural mashup?
Thanks.
Okay, so we've got ancient Celts, a little bit of church influence, but how did Halloween become this huge American tradition? I mean, when did jack-o'-lanterns and trick-or-treating become part of the picture?
Well, Halloween, like a lot of traditions, came over with immigrants, especially the Irish, who came to America in large numbers in the 19th century.
Oh, so they brought Halloween with them.
Exactly.
So it wasn't like an overnight sensation in America?
Not really. It took a little time to catch on.
I see.
But in the early 1900s, things began to change. Halloween started to become more about the kids.
Makes sense.
Costumes and games and, of course, treats.
Speaking of treats, let's talk about trick-or-treating, because honestly, what's Halloween without it? But where did that whole tradition come from?
This might surprise you, but trick-or-treating actually has roots in a medieval practice called souling.
Souling.
Yeah, it happened on All Souls Day, November 2nd, and basically people, often the poor, would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food.
Oh, wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, it was a way to help those less fortunate and remember the dead.
So our modern-day candy grab is connected to this medieval tradition of praying for souls.
Mhm.
That's wild.
It's a pretty fascinating link, right? And over time, souling, it kind of evolved. By the late 1800s, children in England were going door to door on Guy Fawkes Night asking for a penny for the guy.
Wow, so it's amazing how these traditions all connect. We go from ancient Celts trying to appease spirits to a little Christian influence, and then toss in some medieval door-to-door prayers, and boom, you've got kids in costumes wanting candy.
Right. It's like a historical recipe with some unexpected ingredients. It really is incredible.
And speaking of traditions, let's talk about one that's like synonymous with Halloween,
Okay.
jack-o'-lanterns.
All right, the jack-o'-lantern.
I mean, I love carving pumpkins every year, but I've always kind of wondered,
Yeah.
where did that whole idea come from?
Well, get ready for a good story.
Okay.
It all starts with Irish folklore and a guy named Stingy Jack.
Stingy Jack.
Yeah, he was a blacksmith known for being, well, stingy.
That makes sense.
And a bit of a trickster, too. The legend goes that he tricked the devil not once, but twice.
Oh, no.
But when Jack died, his luck ran out.
What happened?
Well, he was deemed too wicked for heaven, and the devil wouldn't let him into hell after being tricked those 2 times.
Ouch.
So Jack was stuck roaming the earth as a restless spirit.
So what did he do?
The devil, being somewhat merciful, I guess gave Jack a burning ember to light his way.
Okay.
And Jack put that ember inside a carved-out turnip.
A turnip.
Yeah, turnips were common in Ireland. And so Stingy Jack became this cautionary tale and the inspiration for our jack-o'-lanterns.
So that's why they used turnips originally. It all makes sense now with the Irish connection. But when did we make the switch to pumpkins?
Well, when Irish immigrants came to America, they found pumpkins everywhere.
Right. Pumpkins are everywhere in the fall.
Exact, and pumpkins were much easier to carve than turnips, plus they already had that perfect orange color.
True. So it was a natural progression.
Exactly, and that's how the jack-o'-lantern as we know it was born.
From turnips to pumpkins. It's fascinating how these traditions evolve.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what else has changed a lot?
What's that?
Halloween costumes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we've gone from simple outfits meant to ward off evil spirits to some really elaborate creations.
Right. It's like Halloween has become this big stage for self-expression.
It really has. It's a cool mix of tradition and innovation, but while costumes and decorations are a huge part of Halloween, let's not forget about the business side of things.
You're right. Halloween is huge business. Candy, costumes, decorations. We're talking billions of dollars.
It's massive. And it's not just the stuff we buy either, it's the experiences.
Like haunted houses.
Exactly. People love a good scare, and the
Yeah.
haunted house industry knows
Right.
it.
They know it. Some of those haunted attractions are like walking into a horror movie.
They're incredibly well done. I think there's something about facing our fears in a safe environment that's really appealing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Even if it means a few nightmares later.
Right. It's like Halloween gives us permission to be scared, but in a fun way.
And it's not just haunted houses. Think about all the scary movies we watch this time of year. There's something about that shared experience. You know, the jump scares, the screams, it's all part of the fun. It's true. There's something about being scared together.
Yeah, it's like a weird kind of bonding experience.
Totally. But you know, Halloween isn't all jump scares and spooky stuff.
No, definitely not.
It's also about community. It brings people together, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Halloween, it's like it spills out of our homes into the streets.
Right.
Decorations, parties, trick-or-treating. It creates this really cool shared experience.
And it's not just here in the U.S. anymore either. Halloween's gone global.
Oh, totally. You see it celebrated all over the world now. It's really interesting how other cultures have taken Halloween and made it their own.
Yeah, like Mexico's Day of the Dead. It happens right around Halloween, but it's all about honoring loved ones who have passed away.
Dia de los Muertos. It's a really beautiful tradition. Families create these amazing altars with photos, food offerings, decorations. There are parades, music dancing. It's a celebration of life and death all at once.
It's incredible how these traditions can coexist and even kind of complement each other.
Yeah,
You know, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive,
we really have.
from ancient Celtic rituals to jack-o'-lanterns to, you know, the massive business Halloween has become.
It's a lot to take in.
It really makes you appreciate just how powerful traditions can be.
It does. Halloween might seem like just candy and costumes, but it really gets at something deeper. You know, our fears, our hopes. It connects us to something bigger than ourselves.
So well said. And I think that about wraps up our deep dive into Halloween.
I think so.
We hope you've enjoyed this journey through the history, the folklore, the evolution of it all.
Yeah, thanks for exploring with us.
Now go out there, embrace the spirit of the season, maybe carve a pumpkin or two.
Yeah.
And until next time, happy haunting.